we proudly present to you the basics of nerves and how they work within the nervous system. Nerves are unique cells that look nothing like the round cells we are used to seeing. They look weird, like this.
Nerve cells or neurons are the basic units of the nervous system. They consist of a cell body with a nucleus. Protrusions called dendrites come out of the cell body. The long fibers carrying impulses away from the body is called an axon, whose end fringes out to make axon terminals. The axon is covered by a myelin sheath, which both protects the axon and allows impulses to travel faster.
There are many different kinds of nerve cells, but they all behave similarly. The location at which a neuron transfers the impulse is called a synapse. Impulses travel between nerve cells by releasing neurotransmitters that carry necessary information between the axon terminal and dendrite.
At the end of an axon are axon terminals with vesicles that carry neurotransmitters to the edge of the axon terminal and deposit them. The neurotransmitters travel to the receptors in the synaptic cleft of the adjacent dendrite. Neurotransmitters are chemicals used by a neuron to transmit impulses from cell to cell. A common neurotransmitter is acetylcholine.
The nervous system is divided into a complex hierarchy. The central nervous system processes and analyzes information. The main parts of the central nervous system are the brain and the spinal cord. Parts of the brain include the cerebrum, which controls conscious activities, the cerebellum, which controls balance, the brainstem, which connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls fight or flight, and the thalamus and hypothalamus, which receive and process information from sensory organs. This includes thirst, hunger, emotions, and state of being. The other part of the nervous system is called the peripheral nervous system, which is divided into many other categories.
The peripheral nervous system is divided into sensory and motor. The sensory part monitors your senses: smell, sight, taste, touch, and hearing. The motor part monitors general movement. The motor division is also divided into somatic and autonomic. The somatic portion controls conscious movement, like playing the piano. The autonomic portion controls movements you don't think about, like swallowing or your heart beating. The autonomic division is actually further divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic, but those are just oppositely functioning parts that work against each other to maintain homeostasis. Just imagine the gas pedal and the brakes on a car.
Your reflexes kick in when you're in danger. When you touch a hot stove, you retract your hand even before you realize what's going on. The inner neurons connect to the spinal cord, which is closer to your motor neurons, and therefore responds quicker than your brain would.
Your body's neurons work together to react to a change in external environment. When somebody evil and cruel decides to pinch you, your sensory neurons sense the pain, and your interneurons send this information to the central nervous system. The central nervous system quickly figures out what to do and instructs the motor neurons to trigger calcium, actin, and myosin in your arm to move away from the evil pincher.
Text